Live from my spare bedroom all the way in Pflugerville, Texas, this is the Thank You for Your Service podcast. My name is comedian and retired American veteran Jason Vest. You may know me from the prettiest butthole in Michigan competition, or talking about some big bitch that quad-fingered my butthole at a Waffle House bathroom in Picayune, Mississippi. Or maybe you heard me talking about Mama-san shitting on my chest at the Oriental Health and Massage in Jackson, Michigan. Or as of late, maybe you found one of my lying recruiter videos. I don't know. I took a break from podcasting because I'm intimidated by this shit. It's really hard. It's a lot harder than making TikToks. And so every day I say I'm going to do this podcast, I'm going to bring it back, and then I keep procrastinating. And I'm on this weird fucking sleep schedule. So I sleep during the day and I stay up all night. And I stay up all night because I have ADD and it's hard to concentrate and focus and get things done during the day because shit's busy. Comments be popping off on Instagram and TikTok, phones ringing sometimes, and it's just hard to focus and get things done. And I find that my brain works a lot better at night, and I haven't been sleeping well. So that's another thing too, is like sometimes it's hard to be creative when you're not sleeping well. I stay up all night, and these are the things that stay on my mind. These are the things that are on my mind lately. The war in Iraq, the war in Iran, big girls dancing in lingerie, Gypsy Rose's feet, Jessica Simpson's feet, Tia Mowry's feet, BB Rex's feet, Snooki feet, Paris Hilton's toes, OnlyFans bitches with French tip pedicures and white toes because daddy loves white toes and French tips. If them tips ain't French, bitch, I ain't sucking on them toes. French bulldogs. And as of late, these sourdough bitches. I've been down this rabbit hole on TikTok of these sourdough bitches on the internet baking sourdough bread. I got on Amazon in the middle of the night after taking some Delta 8 gummies. I ordered about $100 in sourdough equipment, and I've been making that dough for about 2 weeks now, man. I made my own sourdough starter. I've made some bagels. I am into sourdough, but these sourdough bitches on TikTok are hot as fuck. Then I lost my notes. Then I lost my place because this podcast sucks. I've been down a rabbit hole. I stay up all night watching these sourdough bitches on TikTok, just cranking my meat. I end up draining some sourdough on my stomach, and I end up feeling bad about myself, guys. You should go check out these sourdough babes. They got this one bitch making bagels. She's so hot, and every day she looks at the screen and she's like, "Good morning.
We're making some bagels."
Ow. And the way that bitch twists them bagels in her hand, I'm like, man, I wish that was my cock, but I am in a committed relationship, guys. I shouldn't feel that way. They got this one bitch, she's making baguettes, she's fine as fuck, and I'm just gonna go on the record here. All these sourdough bitches look like they do butt stuff. I love that. But this bitch is making them baguettes, and the way she handles that baguette, man, I drained my baguette all over my fucking iPad screen. I got a real problem with these sourdough bitches. My wife doesn't have to worry about me watching porn because I am just cranking it to these sourdough bitches on TikTok, guys. I have a problem. But I've been going viral lately on the internet talking about being a lying recruiter, and it's kind of got mixed reviews. Some people are like, man, I love this content. It's hilarious. The other people are going, I wish you were one of those 22 veterans a day that killed yourself. I mean, it's crazy, the mixed amount of reactions, and I don't know how I feel about it because it's all satire. When I was a recruiter, I lied a lot to kids, and I don't feel bad about it, man. I did some shady shit when I was a recruiter. That's what you gotta do to be successful, man. One of the best lies I ever told, and you guys are really gonna like this one because it was super creative. It was 2013. I was on recruiting duty in Detroit, Michigan at the Light Guard Armory off of 8 Mile Road. I met with these two twins. Their names were Princess and Pocahontas. These bitches were like 26 years old. They had 31s on the ASVAB, and I thought that was really funny that these two twins had the same ASVAB score, but both these bitches didn't qualify to do shit. The only job they qualified to do was cook. Now, Princess, she wanted to be a marine biologist, and Pocahontas wanted to be a lawyer, and there ain't no goddamn way in hell these bitches are gonna do either. They didn't do very good on the ASVAB test, but I had to make cook look appealing to these ladies. So I looked at these girls directly in their eyes and I said, do you want to be an American, ladies? Do you want to serve your country? Serving as a cook in the Michigan Army National Guard, bitches, is no bullshit. You're gonna be like an executive chef for like the president or some shit, and dignitaries, guys. It's no bullshit. It's a big fucking deal. Princess and Pocahontas enlisted in the Michigan Army National Guard, and sadly, these bitches were discharged 3 weeks into basic training because they had shin splints, and both these bitches had undisclosed childhood asthma. If you know, you know. Guys, I just did what I had to be done as a recruiter. I did what had to be done. I was successful, and I don't feel bad about it. And I'm the only one on TikTok talking about it. If you want clean, wholesome military content, watch Mandatory Fun Day, or go watch Sergeant Knucklehead. Watch those people. But if you want the real shit, if you want the dirty, you want the nasty, you need to come here to the Thank You For Your Service podcast, guys. I did some shady shit as a recruiter, man. I used to drop my business cards off at the Asian massage parlor. I used to go to hotel in-call prostitutes, too. That was one of my favorite things to do. My favorite place to get a hotel in-call prostitute was the Red Roof Inn in Madison Heights, Michigan. Right next to the Twin Peaks, man. It was great. I would leave my business cards with them bitches, and then like a few weeks later, these dudes would come down in the recruiting office, and I'd be like, how did you find me? And they would be like, yo, man, we be fucking Amber too. And I'm like, yo, bro, we Eskimo brothers for life. And then I would enlist these fools in the National Guard, and the rest is history. I'm a damn hero. I'm a motherfucking champion. I also think I've had way too much coffee, and I had this like list of shit that I was going to talk about. Now I'm just fucking rambling, and I'm sorry for that, guys. This podcast sucks. And when I said I'm going to start podcasting again, I won't kill you guys. I'm only going to do 20-minute episodes. And when I get better at it, maybe we'll do more. I've got some guests coming up. I'm excited for that. If you follow me and you want to be on my podcast and you've got a crazy story, come do it. Come tell me that shit. Come tell me that crazy story. I want to hear that shit. But I've been doing comedy now, and it's funny too, man. So I was on Kill Tony show. Let's talk about the Kill Tony show. I was on the Kill Tony show, and it didn't go well, guys. It was the worst experience in my life. When I got called for Kill Tony, I was going through some real bad personal shit. I don't really want to get into it, but it wasn't going well. And I had no business being on stage that night. But, you know, sometimes when you're in these like high pressure scenes like Austin, that's where I live and do comedy, or like Chicago and New York, you feel like you got to do this shit, right? So every week I go to Kill Tony because I feel like I have to do it, but I don't want to do it. I don't even fucking watch Kill Tony. So then I got on the podcast. It didn't go well. I bombed really, really bad. And I felt really bad about it because I feel like I let you guys down. I feel like I let all the people that supported me down. And it's weird. It's hard doing stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy's hard. Stand-up comedy's hard when you're a 46-year-old grown-ass man with other shit to do, too. It's really fucking hard, man. I don't feel like I have anything in common with comedians. These comedians here are young, I'm old, and it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, a lot of people write jokes, and I like to talk about my experiences. So I don't know where I stand with stand-up comedy. Right now, I'm taking a little bit of a break, and I'm focusing on my digital content, focusing on podcasting. I go back to having attention deficit disorder, guys. It's fucking bad. And when I say my attention deficit disorder, it's fucking crippling. And I just don't want to be one of these people sucking down fucking pills. I don't want that for myself. And so I'm learning to manage it, and it's just got to be one thing at a time. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to get emotional and cry. It's just, so I had to take a step back from stand-up. Stand-up was really frustrating me. I don't feel accepted sometimes by the stand-ups. And it's like, I've been doing stand-up comedy longer than I'm doing this internet shit. I only started this internet shit because I wasn't getting booked to do stand-up comedy shows. I hired a writing coach. Shout out to Jessica Michelle Singleton. She gave me so many cool ideas, and a lot of those ideas ended up being viral videos that you guys loved. And so I owe her a lot because she was like the first person that was like a real comic that like made me feel like a real comic. And I gotta stop fucking crying, guys. Let me get my coffee. I gotta stop crying, guys. Woo! I get emotional. I'm kind of crazy. I'm losing it, but I'm also emotional, guys. Sometimes I'm raw dogging life, you know? That's what I'm doing. I'm raw dogging life. I fell off the wagon this last May. I had a long run where I wasn't drinking. I hadn't drank for like 6 years, and then I had a bad episode, and I fell off the wagon. That's another reason I'm kind of taking a break from doing live shows. I will probably do live shows again. I'm not saying no to it. It's just, I don't know, man. I can't be grinding open mics 7 nights a week. I have this digital audience. I got all you people that follow me and you give me your time. And I felt like when I first moved here, I was doing so much stand-up shit. I wasn't making many videos like I did in the past. And I felt like I was neglecting you guys and I wouldn't be doing shit without you guys. So I'm appreciative of each and every one of you. But I do miss stand-up comedy. I got into stand-up comedy because I was a big fan of the Opie and Anthony radio show. If you know anything about the Opie and Anthony radio show, it's fucking hilarious. It was kind of around in the Howard Stern era. I bought a car and it had Sirius XM in it, and I heard Opie and Anthony for the first time, and I was hooked, man. They used to have Jim Norton on the radio show, sometimes Bill Burr, Patrice O'Neal, and I would listen to these comedians tell these stories about their lives, or funny stories, or comment on things, and I'm like, man, I want that to be me. I want that to be me someday. And it kind of is now, and I think that's cool, because Opie and Anthony got me through Iraq. Jim Norton and Opie and Anthony. My wife would burn Opie and Anthony episodes on CD, mail them to me, and I would listen to Opie and Anthony CDs about 2 weeks late, and that really got me through the war. Being able to laugh during a shitty time, it really got me through the war. And when I came home, the first thing I did is I found out where Jim Norton was doing a comedy show. I just moved to New York and I went to a Jim Norton show. I had only been home from Iraq like 4 days. It was awesome. It was an awesome experience. And I said, one day that's going to be me. One day I'm going to do this stuff. And then I met my best friend. I met my best friend, Bob Nanny. And, that's another reason I got into comedy. So a lot what you see with Poopy Turds McGee isn't always me. It's my best friend. And so between Opie and Anthony and my best friend Bob, we served in Iraq together and he was a great dude. I was a recruiter and I wasn't like a super military dude. Like when I was in the military, I wasn't very good at it. And so I volunteered to go to Iraq. I was on recruiting duty and I felt bad about recruiting people and I had never been. And I used to have these like badass fucking friends. And they were in this long-range surveillance unit. I'm going to give a shout out to Company F 425 long-range surveillance unit in the Michigan Army National Guard. Those dudes looked out for me. And when I said I wanted to deploy, they hooked me up with my boy Bob. They said he's got a lot of porn. And it ended up being my best friend. And he really got me through some tough times and he made me laugh. And like, he was that dude that could like make anybody laugh in the shittiest of situations. Anything, hell could be breaking loose and that dude could say something to make you laugh. And so like, Poopy Turds McGee is that. And when I started this thing, you know, I wanted to make sure that I was that guy that could make people laugh in shitty situations because I remember what Opie and Anthony did for me and what Bobby did for me. Bobby passed away from a car accident in 2013. I'm sorry, guys. And I decided I'd never been the same. And now I get to tell his story to you guys. And it's like this weird, fucked up healing thing, right? You know? But Bob, and I'm kind of jumping around a lot. I'm sorry about that. But Bob always wanted to go viral. Bob always wanted to go viral on the internet. And he was a YouTuber, wannabe YouTuber, and the dude was hilarious. You can go check him out on YouTube. He's still got YouTube, and all he ever wanted to do was go viral. And he's like, dude, Jason, when we get home from Iraq, we're going to go viral on YouTube, and that never happened. But now I'm like doing it, right? And so, you know, I'll just leave you guys with this, man. I don't believe in much, and I'm not super religious, but man, someone's looking down on us because like that dude wanted to go viral, and now I'm doing what I want to do, and it's no accident, man. Shit like that happens for a reason. I do believe like you're at where you're at in life because you're supposed to be there, and whatever, if it's bad, I think you can get out of any bad situation, but I think that like eventually what you're supposed to do, you're gonna find it. And I don't know, you know, where my entertainment career is going. I don't know, but I know it's going somewhere. I know I'm doing something. And if I'm only ever an internet thing, then I don't give a shit because at least I'm a thing and I got all you people that support me. And I'm just happy to be one of the lucky ones that gets heard. There's so many other funny people that maybe not be on the internet or might not do comedy, or maybe their internet account isn't like super viral, but they're super funny. And I just feel really, really fortunate, and I cry a lot. I do. Sometimes I just break out in tears because I'm like, dude, I cannot believe that people fuck with me. You know, I always kind of felt like an outcast when I started comedy. And when this internet stuff kind of happened for me a little bit, it was exciting. It felt like a little validation. I don't know. But guys, man, that was a really long story. And I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry if this bored you, and I'm sorry for my sob shit. Let's see what else we're going to talk about. Let's see what else we're going to talk about. Guys, I love feet, and I used to do a segment on this podcast called the Celebrity Foot Crush of the Week, but with all them bitches showing their toes on the internet, I have now renamed this portion of the show the Thank You for Your Service Foot Crush of the Week. This week's Thank You for Your Service podcast Foot Crush of the Week is, drum roll please. I just forgot this bitch's name. Now I gotta look her up on TikTok. Now I gotta look this bitch up on TikTok. Emily Rowley. My queen is the lady on TikTok making sliders with her feet. She's more than toes, guys. Emily is a disability advocate. This bitch is making pot roast with her feet. She's making sliders with her feet. This bitch is ordering Starbucks and driving with her metatarsals. This woman is making pumpkin spice coffee with her toes, bitches, when most of you bitches ain't making your own pumpkin spice coffee. And honestly, since Emily does everything with her feet, this bitch has got some thick ass phalanges. For real, homegirl is cooking with some damn soul food. Get it? Soul food? Emily does not have a WikiFeet score, although if she did, I predict she would have a 10 of 10. With them bitches' thick-ass toes, she be giving you a shoulder rub with her feet. I love to suck on them toes. Emily's Thank You for Your Service Celebrity Foot Crush score is a solid 10 of 10. Emily is the first Thank You for Your Service Foot Crush in the history of this damn podcast to get a 10 of 10. She immediately gets enrolled in the Thank You for Your Service Foot Crush Hall of Fame. Emily, keep rocking them toes and I'll keep watching. Thank you for being the Celebrity Foot Crush of the Week. Not only does my queen have the most beautiful feet, this bitch is a disability advocate too. While most of you bitches ain't doing shit, she's advocating for disability, baking bread with her feet. What the fuck are you doing, ladies? Get with the program. Most of you bitches ain't even getting pedicures. Most of you bitches running around with toe polish chip. Emily's feet, perfect. This bitch driving with her feet and her pedicure looking better than yours. Yeah. This bitch is baking bread with her feet and her pedicure looks better than most of you bitches who there is just no fucking excuse. Handle your shit, bitch. Handle your shit. Don't be rocking around with a fucked up pedicure. Nobody wants to fucking see that shit. But man, I'm glad to be back podcasting and I'm asking that you stay listening. I'm sorry for getting all crazy and crying and getting all upset. Sometimes this shit gets emotional. It is now 3 o'clock in the morning here in Pflugerville, Texas. I'm probably not going to bed till at least noon, you know? I got them big girls dancing on TikTok and them big girls in lingerie be keeping me up. I think it's time to close this podcast. I think I've said enough. And if you listened all the way through, I appreciate you. Or if you listened for 2 minutes and said, fuck this dude, that's okay as well. Whether you're selling feet on OnlyFans or wearing the uniform of the United States military, Dad still loves you all the same. From my house here in Pflugerville, Texas, I bid you a good evening and thank you for your service.